Kaya naman po, Mr. Chair, it is with great joy that President Marcos promised to continue projects under the Bill program.
You mentioned kanina, Secretary, about the build projects ng gobyerno, no? Ano-ano tong ngayong pagtutuunan ng pansin, panahon at pondo ng DPWH sa ilalim ng Marcos administration?
Happy and honored, Your Honor, to be invited for this briefing this afternoon. To start with, Mr. Chairman, let me start by saying that to put things in proper perspective, I think I would have to state that the DPWH is an principal agency of government. It is mandated to undertake the planning of infrastructure such as national roads and bridges, flood control, water resources projects, and other public works, and also the destruction, maintenance of national roads and bridges, and major flood control systems all over the country. Today, well, Mr. Chairman, this is my second time to be in the Department of Public Works and Highways, having served for many years beforehand. And I'm very happy to be at the helm of the department once again with a team that was cohesive and working together, left by the former Secretary of Public Works and Highways, now Senator Mark Villar.
Senator Bongo is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Singit lang po ako, nagpe-preside ako sa kabila. Siraan ng nagkaroon ng glitches yung WebEx. Good day, Mr. Chair, my distinguished colleagues, and our respected resource persons. The Committee on Public Works plays a vital role in ensuring that all public infrastructures are safe, resilient, and in accordance with the building standards provided by law. The previous administration, lahat po halos kayo nandito ay part of it, under the leadership of former President Duterte, prioritized the creation of important public infrastructures under the Bill program. This paved the way towards golden age infrastructures. Through the Bill program, we were able to build bridges, roads, railroads, and even airports to make our archipelagic country more connected, literally. Salamat kay Senator Mark, also may colleague na po ngayon. These infrastructures help various sectors in the country in our overall recovery from the pandemic. Kaya naman po, Mr. Chair, it is with great joy that President Marcos promised to continue projects under the Bill program. Patunay lamang po ito kung gaano kaimportante ang mga infrastructure projects na ito sa pagbangon muli ng ating bansa. Mr. Chair, hindi po lingid sa kaalaman ng bawat isa sa atin that we are located along the typhoon belt in the Pacific. Kaya naman po, we are visited by at least 20 typhoons every year, 5 of which are usually very destructive. Ako po ay umiikot talaga sa mga bagyo, no? Idagdag po natin dito that we are situated in the Pacific Ring of Fire, which makes us vulnerable sa mga lindol at volcanic eruptions. Mr. Chair, my distinguished colleagues, palagi ko pong sinasabi na a lost life is a lost life forever. And it is true. Napakalaki po ng gampanin natin sa committee ito sa ating mga kababayan na protektahan sa panganib na maaaring idulot ng mga natural calamities na ito. Resilient public infrastructure is also a representation of a resilient government. Being part of all matters concerning public works, mula sa planning, construction, hanggang sa maintenance, improvement, and repair of public buildings, highways, bridges, roads, ports, airports, harbors, and parks, maging sa drainage, flood control and protection, and irrigation and water utilities. We are a step closer to our vision of a resilient government and literally a stronger nation. Nais ko pong magpasalamat sa ating chairman, Senator Bong Revilla, at sa lahat ng dumalo sa meeting na ito, Secretary, lahat ng mga USECs, ASECs, Salamat po sa inyong lahat for taking the initiative to continue our pursuit of more resilient and safer public infrastructures. Magandang umaga po. Magandang araw. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Senator Bongo. You mentioned kanina, Secretary, about the build projects ng gobyerno, no? Ano-ano itong ngayong pagtutuunan ng pansin, panahon at pondo ng DPWH sa ilalim ng Marcos administration?
As I said, Mr. Chairman, I think, one of the priority programs is to continue with the ongoing build projects, which we will make a little presentation in no time. But I think one of the focus of this administration is to address, actually, along national roads, to address traffic congestion problems of interregional connections. So that we can provide unimpeded travel from one region to another, unimpeded, safe, and efficient travel from one region to another. Because I think right now, Mr. Chairman, there are many congested areas along the main thoroughfares connecting regions right now. In fact, I might as well mention that the cost of transporting goods in the Philippines is one of the highest in Southeast Asia. This is about 480 pesos per ton kilometer at this time because of traffic congestion problems. Now, this is comparatively to other countries in Southeast Asia, which is only about 250 pesos per ton kilometer. So I think if we are able to reduce this, Mr. Chairman, I think it would have a big impact to reducing the cost of goods and services.
Yes. Can you give us a top 10 flagship projects of this government? Yung nasimula ng panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte at itutuloy ngayon ni Pangulong Marcos. Can you give us a top 10 flagship projects? Go ahead, Secretary.
I will turn it over to Undersecretary Sadain, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead. Yusek Sadain, you are recognized.
Good afternoon po, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and members of this committee. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Mr. Chair, actually we are implementing around 40 flagship projects. That was actually started 40, Mr. Chair. Okay. So it goes through with 30 ODA funded projects and several locally funded and PPP projects. Mr. Chair, maybe I can show some slides.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
I just scroll with this. The program itself, I think we are talking here of two transition of government from President Duterte to President Marcos Jr. because it ensures a better continuity from Sec Mark Villar, now a senator, and the indefatigable senior USEC before, now a secretary of DPWS, Secretary Manny Bonoan. So the 40 flagship projects here, Mr. Chair, actually redound from the 40 share component of DPWH, which aim to accelerate infrastructure development, increase the productive capacity of the economy, generate more jobs, and strengthen investment climate of the country that leads towards an inclusive and progressive economic growth. So as President Marcos Jr. has declared, if I may quote, I want to build on the success that is already happening. It's actually a continuing effort, Mr. Chair. Although as mentioned by Secretary Bonoan, there are still more flagship projects that has to be conceptualized and implemented under this term, which basically focus on agricultural development and food productions. No? So next slide, please. We have the 40, next slide, please. We have the 44 public flagship projects. 30 of those are ODA funded projects. 1 project is under the technical services, 7 projects under regional operations, 4 under the public-private partnership, and 2 a mixed financing of ODA, PPP, and GAA. Next slide. There are 30 of these, as you could see here, from GOP to various lending institutions. They're actually having their own shares on the financing. Next slide. We have the long list here, Mr. Chair. About 40 of those, 30 of those projects are in the pipelines of ODA funded project. Next slide. Next slide.